This is a demo on how to create a Doctopus roster by ingesting Classroom and then enabling Goobric to grade. So I've opened up a new sheet, and if I go to add-ons, I have already done this. I've added Doctopus as an add-on, and before I added this over here, when I went to Doctopus, it said launch. So now I have Doctopus open up here, and it says select a roster. So I'm going to go to select a roster, and I'm going to choose to ingest from my Google Classroom. I'm going to select which class I want to ingest from, and then I choose my assignment. I find that using Goobric works really well with smaller written assignments because you can see them on the screen and they're quick and easy to mark online. Longer assignments, I do tend to want to print them off still and mark them on paper. So it's ingesting the assignment right now, and it's going to populate this spreadsheet with all the information from Classroom and links to my assignments that each student has created to each Google Doc they've created. Okay, so it's ready for me to continue to ingest. It does tell me that 12 have been turned in and 2 not yet turned in. So if this is the case, you may want to check with your students to see that they've hit submit, and all that does is relinquish their editing rights. I'm just going to go ahead and ingest everything. I could choose to only ingest files that are turned in, and later I could go back and ingest files that have been turned in later. So I'm going to click on ingest assignment. Okay, so you can see on my spreadsheet that it's now ingested the assignment from my students. Here are all my links. And if I scroll over, if I were to give it a grade within Classroom, it would provide that grade here once it's done. And it has a column for written feedback. Right now, you can see on my right-hand side where the Doctopus tools are, there's a button that says Attach Goobric. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to choose this writing rubric to attach. Now this will only work if you have the Goobric Chrome extension added onto your Chrome bar. And you can see up on my URL bar, it's this I that appears up here. That tells me I have Goobric. If you don't have that I, then you should go to the Chrome Web Store and add the extension for Goobric. Okay, so now you can see where it had add rubric. It now tells me what rubric I have. If I want to change that rubric, I can. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just click on an assignment as if I'm going to mark it. And then I'll click on the I, and it opens up a whole new tab. And down below here, it's going to have my student's writing assignment. Up here, it's going to have my rubric. And over here, it has space for me to comment. Make sure that you auto advance on submit. That way you're not having to go click on a new assignment all the time. And I've also clicked off change students from can view to can comment upon submission. And it will email the score to that student. So I can choose just by clicking on my rubric. If I click organization, I can click sentence structure, vocab, and conventions. And I can provide comments. And then once I hit submit, if I go back to that student's work back here and scroll down, you'll see that it now has the rubric at the bottom of her work along with my comment I provided. And that's how you use Goobric and Doctopus together. And you can see it's added to my spreadsheet, the marks and the comment. Thank you.